In a restless world, true calm is rare, but Henry David Thoreau believed it can be cultivated through self-awareness and simplicity. In this video titled "Learn This and You Will Never Lose Your Calm Again with Anyone or Anything," we'll explore 7 deep truths that will help you stay grounded, composed, and at peace, no matter who or what you face. 1. Know what you can control. Much of our anxiety stems from trying to command what we cannot. We wish to control people's perceptions, future outcomes, and the pace of life itself. But as Thoreau teaches, serenity begins when we turn inward. When we focus on our own choices, thoughts, and behaviors, we reclaim the only true power we have. The outside world is full of storms, but your mind can remain a quiet cabin in the woods. You don't control the weather, only how you dress for it. Thoreau removed himself from society not out of disdain but to gain perspective. He knew that noise only distracts while simplicity reveals. When you release the urge to control what others say or do, you unshackle your mind. You stop reacting to their chaos and instead choose your own response. That response is your power. That space between what happens and how you respond is the birthplace of peace. You cannot control traffic, but you can choose music that calms you. You cannot control another's anger, but you can choose not to absorb it. These small choices add up to a life of stillness. Let go of control over the uncontrollable. Control your breath, control your tone, control your thoughts, and see how much calmer your world becomes. 2. Observe. Don't absorb. There is a powerful difference between noticing and taking in. The world offers countless energies: fear, joy, anger, peace, but it is up to you to decide which to let inside. Thoreau, sitting by Walden Pond, observed nature in its rawness, changing, chaotic, and beautiful. He did not become the storm, he watched it pass. To remain calm, you must become a witness, not a sponge. Someone's bitterness does not need to become your burden. Someone's urgency does not have to become your anxiety. Observe it. Let it flow past like a stream. This is not detachment, it is discipline. Absorbing every emotion you encounter will exhaust your nervous system and cloud your clarity. You begin to lose the line between your energy and others. This is when you snap. This is when your calm gets hijacked. Instead, stay grounded. Imagine yourself as a mountain. Winds may blow, but the mountain does not move. Observe the winds, know them, but don't become them. This practice demands awareness. When someone speaks with intensity, feel your body. Are you tightening, holding your breath? Then you are absorbing. Release the tension, breathe, and observe without judgment. Your peace is yours to protect. It is not selfish to hold it close. It is wise. When you stop absorbing the world's chaos, you become its balance. 3. Create inner stillness daily. Stillness is not the absence of movement, it is the presence of awareness. In the quiet, we reconnect with what truly matters. Thoreau carved out space to think, feel, and simply exist. He knew that to hear your inner voice, the outer world must go silent, even briefly. In your modern life, stillness must be chosen. It could be 5 minutes before sunrise, a walk without your phone, a quiet moment after your day's noise ends. This is not laziness, it is alignment. Stillness is the furnace where self-control is forged. Without daily stillness, your mind becomes reactive, scattered, and chaotic. You live on edge, always triggered, always chasing. But just a few minutes of intentional stillness can reset your nervous system, organize your thoughts, and restore your perspective. Stillness is where emotions are processed instead of projected, where intentions are clarified before action is taken. It is where you learn to respond, not react. You don't need a cabin by a pond. You need commitment, a few quiet rituals, a willingness to be alone with yourself. Stillness is the soil where your calm can root and grow. If you never stop to center yourself, the world will keep spinning you in circles. But if you cultivate inner stillness daily, nothing outside can shake you deeply. 4. Practice the pause. Between every trigger and your reaction lies a moment, a breath, a space. Most people skip it, rushing straight from impulse to response. But Thoreau reminds us that wisdom lives in the pause. To pause is to reclaim control. When someone insults you, pause. When a plan fails, pause. When your ego screams, pause. This moment of stillness allows your higher self to speak before your lower self takes the wheel. Reacting quickly may feel powerful, but it often leads to regret. The pause feels weak, like you're holding back, but in truth, it's the highest form of strength. To wait, to breathe, to think. This pause doesn't need to be long. A breath, a count of 3, a shift in posture. These subtle acts break the chain of reactivity and anchor you in awareness. Thoreau didn't rush through life. He walked slowly, observed deeply, and responded thoughtfully. You can too. Every time you pause before reacting, you reinforce your ability to remain calm under pressure. Over time, this builds emotional resilience. People will notice that you don't flinch, don't explode, don't crumble. That is rare. That is powerful. In a world of impulse, be the one who pauses. That moment could change everything. 5. Do not take things personally. Most conflicts stem from one mistaken belief, that people's behavior is about you. But the truth is, people act based on their own pain, perceptions and patterns. Thoreau reminds us that the fault finder will find faults even in petty. What others say about you often reflects them, not you. When you internalize their criticism or anger, you give them power over your emotions. You react not to truth, but to projection. This weakens your calm and strengthens your insecurity. But when you realize deeply that not everything is personal, you regain control. Your peace must not depend on another's opinion. Your worth is not determined by their mood. If someone lashes out, ask what wound are they speaking from. Distance yourself emotionally, not because you don't care, but because you care about protecting your peace. Thoreau lived quietly, choosing solitude over noise. He did not seek validation, he lived in alignment, and because of that, others' opinions could not disturb his core. To not take things personally is to rise above ego. It is to understand that everyone is fighting their own battle. Their reactions are about their storm, not your sky. Keep your center, let the wind blow, let them misunderstand. You do not owe a response to every opinion, you owe yourself peace. 6. Slow down your breathing, slow down your mind. Your breath is the gateway to your nervous system. Shallow breathing fuels anxiety. Deep, slow breaths restore calm. Thoreau may not have called it breathwork, but his long walks and still moments reflect the wisdom of regulating the body to settle the mind. When your breath is fast and shallow, your brain receives signals of danger. You become alert, defensive, reactive. But when you breathe slowly and consciously, you tell your body that all is well. This slows your thoughts, relaxes your muscles, and opens your heart. When you're angry, breathe. When you're panicked, breathe. When you're rushed, breathe. One deep breath can interrupt an entire spiral. Create a practice. Inhale slowly for 4 counts. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. Do this a few times each day, especially when triggered. Breath is always with you, your most accessible tool for calm. Use it. As Thoreau might say, live deliberately, and that begins with the breath. Slow, steady, sacred. 7. Live simply, react less. The more we carry, the more we react. The more we want, the more we fear losing. Simplicity is not just a lifestyle, it's a mental framework. Thoreau built his cabin with his own hands, not to escape life, but to experience it more clearly. Living simply means removing what doesn't serve your peace. Fewer possessions, fewer obligations, fewer mental tabs open. With less noise you hear more. With fewer attachments, you fear less. Complex lives create complex problems. When you declutter your physical and mental space, you begin to see what's essential. You stop reacting to every inconvenience. You create margin, space between you and stress. Do less, but do it well. Say no more often. Clear your space. Clear your schedule. Watch how your reactivity fades. Thoreau said, "Our life is frittered away by detail. Simplify, simplify. Let that guide your choices. When you simplify, you make room for grace, for calm, for life as it is." Calm isn't found, it's created. Through discipline, through self-awareness, through simplicity. If this spoke to your soul, subscribe to Echo of Legends. We share timeless wisdom for a peaceful, powerful life. Until next time, stay grounded, stay calm.